You went to that delightful restaurant in Yorkville after signing your big contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. What has Chad Kelly got going on tonight? I'm sure he and the Argos are preparing for the Hamilton Ticats on Monday. Let's welcome him into the program. It's Chad Kelly with us here on OverDrive. Congratulations, Chad.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys having me.
Where's dinner tonight in Yorkville, Chad?
I wish it was. I actually have a beautiful girlfriend who cooks a lot, so I'm waiting. I have a nice steak and good meal waiting on me when I get home.
So you signed this great contract. Again, congratulations. So good for you. So good for the Toronto Argonauts and for the Canadian Football League. You have something in mind that you want to buy, treat yourself beyond a big dinner, like anything you've been eyeing for a while?
Myself, no. I'd rather buy for other people. I get more pleasure out of pleasing, people close to me than myself. So, when this deal got done a couple days ago, I went and bought some diamonds for my girlfriend.
Oh, very nice.
Smart move.
Veteran move from Chad Kelly in his second year in the Canadian Football League, again, leading the 8-1 Toronto Argonauts, just having an outstanding season. And I am curious, Chad, how a deal like this comes together. How long did it take the negotiations between your representation and the Toronto Argonauts to come to this 3-year extension?
Yeah, well, we kind of been going at it for, I'd say, since the start of the season, really. And, I think I just kept the faith that I was going to keep on playing good. I knew we had a great team, great O-line, great receiving core, and obviously a fantastic run game. So I kind of knew that as long as I kept playing, pretty good and we kept on winning, I thought that the price would keep on going up. And, I bet that, it would, and it did. And, I'm just super proud of, our team to be able to get me to this point. I only have to do so much, right, and just get the ball to them, and, everything else happens, externally. So I think it was just an awesome time the past couple of weeks to be able to capitalize on where we are as a team right now.
Chad, you played college football at Clemson, at Ole Miss. You had a really accomplished college career. Of course, some regrettable things happened in those times. And now you're here in the Canadian Football League, thriving with the Toronto Argonauts, signing the richest deal of any player in the Canadian Football League. Does today kind of feel like the final step in your journey and kind of overcoming some of the things that have plagued you in the past?
Well, I think the biggest thing is really just having an opportunity to do something like this, right? I think, a lot of people could have rolled over and said, man, I'm done with this. I was coaching at one point in a small town of 500 people, JUCO football, and, I'm outside calling plays, and I'm kind of like, man, I don't even know where my life is going right now. And, to kind of have an opportunity to do something I love still and to be able to perform at a high level, I think, it's about overcoming obstacles and making sure that you stay focused, through all the ups and downs and still have an opportunity. And if you have your goals set high and someone says you're crazy, I think, aim even higher. So that's kind of what I've always thought of, is just have high goals and be able to, one day achieve them by hard work.
Chad, you talk about coaching football in a small town with 500 people. Is there a moment that you can look back to and say, that's just where things clicked for me, and mentally, physically, I was in the right place and I had confidence that I could get myself back to this place where I am now as the CFL's highest paid player?
I'll tell you when my life changed. It changed about a year on the 23rd of this month last year. When I was walking to practice, it was about 2 weeks after my grandfather passed away. I was really in a dark time. I didn't know what I was going to do. Obviously I was being the backup here. I was having a great time, met a lot of fantastic people. But on my way to practice, I ran into somebody who now is my girlfriend, who's changed my life. And what I mean by that, I mean someone who just has a perspective that I've never, ever been able to understand, something so foreign and so different, and being able to understand where so many people come from, and just it's kind of amazing that something can just fall in your lap like that. I've learned so much the past year that I can't even talk about it because there's just so much to talk about. And it's just that's when my life has changed. Honestly, it really has.
It's funny how timing is everything, because then shortly afterwards, in the fourth quarter of the Grey Cup, you're thrust into action because McLeod Bethel Thompson goes down with injury, and you lead your team on the game-winning drive. Like, how rewarding was that moment for you?
It's a fairy tale dream. It really is, and to have an opportunity to even go in there and help your team win, especially with the situation at hand and being down at that present moment, it was amazing. But like I said, I'm not here at this point if it's not for my teammates. My teammates do so much each and every day to put their best foot forward and to execute out there on a daily basis, and especially on game day. And, you look at our coaches who put us in the best situation, and, there's so many people that I'd love to thank to get to this point. But, all that from the Grey Cup on, I mean, it's kind of almost been surreal, but it takes a lot of hard work and dedication and focus.
Chad Kelly is our guest, the quarterback for the 8-1 Toronto Argonauts, fresh off signing a 3-year contract extension this morning, making him the highest paid player in the Canadian Football League. Let me ask you this, Chad. If you play the rest of your professional football career with the Toronto Argonauts in the Canadian Football League, is that something you would be satisfied with?
Heck yeah, no doubt.
Because there's been speculation, of course, the way you're playing, that there may be interest south of the border. Of course, you had such an accomplished college career playing Clemson and Ole Miss, but you don't think that's part of your future path? It's CFL is something you're committed to going forward?
I'm so close to my family, right? And they're an hour and a half away. I got family and friends all the time that want to come up to games, and it's kind of a fresh air, and it's honestly something I want to do forever, is to be close to my family and friends and let them come and see, all the hard work that I've put in, 20, 25 years worth. And, I think this is a beautiful city, a beautiful franchise. MLSE does a fantastic job with everything that they do. We have a fantastic team too, and our head coach is amazing. Mike Miller, the quarterback coach, gets me ready each and every game. I mean, there's so much to love about this place, and I look forward to being here, and I'm committed to being a Toronto Argonaut.
Well, Chad, you talk about your teammates, and there's such a grind that goes into it every single day, whether it's the practices, the games, the travel, dinner. You're with these guys so much. There's so much you talk about. How much do guys talk about the NFL while you're playing in the CFL? Is it something that comes up from time to time?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely comes up, but, I think it's not really talking about, the NFL itself. We might just be talking about, some type of play that could be used, up here instead of down there, and, vice versa. But I think everybody around the CFL, they put their egos to the side, and, everybody just loves to play the game of football. And, I'd love to, let everybody know that this is a fantastic game. It's 3-down football, but it's so fun and entertaining. I know there's guys running all over the place, but it's super, super fun. It's exciting. There's big plays that happen all the time, and, special teams is a big part of this game. And, I think that's what is even more enticing to people watching the game, is that there's never a dull moment, offense, defense, and special teams. There's no fair catches. It's every play someone's getting tackled or running.
Chad Kelly is our guest, the quarterback of the Toronto Argonauts. It's particularly fun to watch the CFL when the Argos are playing. Chad, I was there on Friday against Calgary. I mean, you guys were outstanding. Deep bombs to DeMonte Coxey to DeVars Daniels. It was so much fun to watch, and I'm really looking forward to this game against Hamilton on Monday, the Labor Day Classic. It's your hated rival in the Ticats, a team that are coming off a really impressive performance against the BC Lions. What are the Argos in store for with the Ticats coming up on Monday?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I know we've already played them twice, but I think this is going to be, even closer. We know it's going to be a hostile environment. We know they play fast. They have a lot of great players on defense. They're very intelligent. They're savvy, and we're going to have to overcome that. We're going to have to make plays when the plays are there, and we're going to have to run the ball and it's about what Coach said, yesterday. We're the most penalized team on offense in the CFL. We got to make sure, we play penalty-free football and good things will happen.
Chad, congratulations again. Enjoy the dinner tonight with your girlfriend. Sounds like she's a spectacular woman, a spectacular cook, and enjoy that. Best of luck the rest of the way. We're rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Go Argos.